Hello all, welcome back to Feed the Beast, Episode 8. This is mordenkaim, and we killed off our ultimate server in the last episode, and we've now started on the Unleashed server, which required a world reset. So I am set up here, and I've probably spent, I don't know, a few hours trying to get everything set up and started, and I'm going to take a little different approach now that we've switched. I wanted to make it where we are talking about basically automation and tools that you can use to make your Feed the Beast world a little better. And so my goal for every episode is to automate at least one resource. And this episode we're going to be automating Cactus, and we're going to be automating chickens. And I'm going to try to get them both done in the same episode. But I wanted to take a few minutes to go over what we've got set up. And I've got a lot of similar stuff compared to what we had last time. And what I wanted to show you was we've got a similar setup here that we had with the lava last time. We don't have thermals this time, so I've used geothermals, but it's the same general idea. Got 3 of them set up. Got some basic machines set up, just enough to get started and get my armor back. So I've got my power armor, I've got my advanced nano chest plate, I've got my leggings, I've got my longfall boots, and I've also got my tools. And I got silk touch this time in one of the chests I found, so I put that on my drill, and I've got a few more of those books. So that's set up. Other than that, we've got mainly a lot of the same stuff we had before. Enchanting table, we had that, and this is Tinker's Construct. The only reason I have that is I found it in a village, so I will be looking more into those later, but we won't be touching those this episode. This is where we're going to do the cactus farm, but real quick I'm going to run down in the mines and just show you what I've got. We built a nether portal down here, which I no longer use. I've got that with linking books. And down this way we've got a zombie spawner. And you can see I'm running fast still, but the power armor stuff is a lot more expensive now since the update. It's cooler, there's a lot more features, but it's more expensive and you have to manage heat, so it's a little different. But I made a little outpost down here. I've got basically the spawner here and a couple trees. Just I made enough room here to grow some trees so I'd have wood for new tools. And I've been doing abandoned mineshaft down here, but we've seen enough of that. So just wanted to show this to you real quick. We got a few, quite a big mining area down here, and it's gotten this chest full of goodies that we can use. So that's what I've been using for everything, and I'm going to continue on with that. But I'm not going to focus as much on, you know, individual items and that sort of thing, because I feel like that's been done before and can be found. And we've also got a really good recipe reference with NEI. So here it is. I mean, we can look everything up and all that stuff. So it's done. And like I said, we've got a bunch of different stuff. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the recipes, but more focused on automation and giving you something you can use. So what we're going to do is I've set up a basic cactus farm here, and this is actually a vanilla farm. I use it all the time because it requires no power or anything like that to keep it going. All you got to do is let the cactus grow. And Cactus has a bug to where if it's next to a block, it breaks. So I don't know if it's a bug as intended. So you put Cactus down here, and as it grows up here, it'll break and then fall in these channels. So the goal is going to be to set up a couple rows here. So what we'll do is we go back 8, because that's how far water will go. So you want to dig a channel 8 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll come over here, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to skip a block with the sand, which I still have, because they can't grow next to each other, so you can't have 2 sands. So we're going to cut every other block out, like so. And you can do this for as many rows as you want. I mean, you just have got to stagger it, and you can go further than 8, but you have to tier it, so the water will fall down and continue to flow. And then we're going to put our sand here, drop it in the middle. And then we are going to take torches off the end of these so we can build out. And stone is fine for this. It works okay. I usually end up using lights for them, but I don't have any together yet, like jack-o'-lanterns or anything, so I'm not worried about those yet. But ultimately, I'll probably end up replacing this with glowstone or a jack-o'-lantern. And then you want to put your cactus. Well, first of all, let's get some water together. And get a little bit of lag there. Oh, I don't have any water. So let me go get 2 buckets of water. Water source is outside. Nothing out here waiting for me. So 2 buckets of water. And we'll drop those here. I'm actually going to need a little more of that. I should have gotten 4 while I was out there. Drop one here. And drop one here. And as you can see, they'll come right to the edge. Now we'll place our cactus. And maybe we'll get lucky enough that some of these will grow. It does take it a little while. So the more you build of these, the faster obviously it'll be. So we're going to drop our cactus in here. Then the last thing we have to set up after this is we just have to set up a collection, and that's not too bad. That's really what we're going to use the mods for. We'll use an obsidian pipe, which will pick up items off the ground. It's sort of similar to the hopper, and in this version we have hoppers finally. So we could use a hopper for this as well, but I'm going to use an obsidian pipe just so we're using the mod pack a little bit, because technically it would be a vanilla farm. So what we want to do then is I've already dug the channel for it, but if you come down here, you want 8 this way and 8 this way, just to make it nice and neat here in the middle. So let me get 2 more buckets of water. Alright, and take these in here, and we will, oh, I missed that all the time. Oh, come on, there we go. Alright, so then we're going to put this as far back as we can get it. I think I've drilled at the right depth. Should come right to there and stop. And that should be the center channel, and then we're going to come back here and do the same thing. And yep, so that's 8 that way, 8 that way, and then 8 back. And then what that'll do is that'll pull everything right here to the center. Then what we're going to do is take obsidian transport pipe, which all the transport pipes are the same way. I know we've gone over the recipe, but since it's mod pack, we'll go over it real quick. Looks like this. And if you want like stone transport pipe, you replace the obsidian with stone. It's pretty straightforward, but these will pick up items from the ground. So what we want to do is we want to put the obsidian pipe here, then I'll put a stone pipe on top of it, and then we'll put our chest right here, and it should go right into our chest. Anything that gets dropped out of this. So I don't have a chest made, but I do have some wood. So let's go over here. We'll make a chest real quick. For now, we'll make it single, just so it's centered like that, but we'll probably end up making that a double chest or something bigger. So we'll put it right there, and that should connect, and anything should come into the bottom of that chest. So as these grow, which there's plenty of light, they'll pop off into the channels, and it will flow down here and then flow into the middle, and then everything should flow right to that obsidian pipe and you get picked up into the chest. So it's a great way to get cactus for your pipe waterproof and green dye. So you use it quite a bit when you're setting up stuff like this, especially if you have long runs of waterproof pipe. So that's why I wanted to set that up. And the next goal is I'm going to automate chickens as well, and that is going to be also a heavily vanilla influenced recipe because there's a very good way to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'll be drilling out a room, probably somewhere over here, and I'm going to reconfigure this a little bit so I have room because I want to go that way. And I will create a chicken farm in there. So that's going to be the next portion where we get started on that chicken farm, and we'll bring that to you shortly. Well, we are back, and we've got some nice crappy weather outside, which is a great excuse to do some interior decorating. So let's go in here. I've done a little bit of digging here just to make some room for our new chicken farm, and we're going to put it right over here. And I've built the tube here and a place to stand because I'm going to need to be able to get up there to put chickens in, because actually one other thing I need to do is probably, when I played around with this, I need to probably make this thicker just to make some room. So I'm going to put some more stuff in here just to make sure that no chickens get out, because I think when the eggs bust, they can get through that stone. So, okay, so here's what we got to do. First thing we need to do is we need to put down a dispenser, and that dispenser needs to be at this level. I've made this area here for wiring, and I'm going to close that back in. So we need to take some stone, put it here, and I'm going to put a dispenser right here, and it needs to be above that little shaft that we built. So you build a little shaft up above it, and then we need to put a hopper on top of that dispenser. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, so we'll take a hopper, put it up here, like so. And then on the bottom of the dispenser, or on the dispenser area, we're going to also create a little platform with a hopper. So we need to put a chest down right here, and then we're going to make a little platform, and this is where our new chickens are going to stand. So we've got that. And then we're going to take some glass blocks and make a little area for them to stay. It's got to be a transparent block above here. It can be anything back here. I might make those into stone, just so it encloses well. So let's get this stone together. I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to put that right there. Now, the way that this dispenser works, we need to put a comparator off the back of it. That way. And then we're going to take a repeater and put it right off the comparator. And we also want this block here to be powered. And then we're going to take redstone and connect it. So that's going to cause a clock effect, except for one other thing we need to do is we need to go in the side of this comparator with redstone and come back to the same signal. So what that's going to do is this is going to send a signal through. It's going to be one tick through here, and then as it sends back, this signal is going to be stronger than the one coming from here, because it's only going to be one item. This is going to go full strength. So that's going to cause this comparator to go off, which will fire that out, and it will keep firing it until this gets down to no items. So as long as you have items in here, pretty much, it's going to fire as a clock. And this just comes back to power the dispenser. That's what actually causes it to fire. So that's all the wiring is. It's pretty simple. And that's going to cause anything you put in here. So if I put any amount of items in here, it will start firing them out for me. So see, it's firing them out, and that hopper is picking them up. So then it's taking them and putting them into the chest. That's what we want. So anything that falls here is going to be picked up. So now we take a half slab and we put it up on top like so. And then above that we're going to put lava. And all this will come clear as to why we're doing this. So there, and then we're going to enclose this area. And then let me have a little bit of stone. And I got my lava bucket. So let's put the lava bucket down here. Stone out to that side, and we're going to put our lava bucket, and then we're going to close it off real quick. Okay, I probably need to use quarry stone there. So let's switch out for the drill. And I don't want to... There we go. So... Okie dokie. Now, so we got our dispenser, we got a hopper going down into it, and then basically this will feed down into the dispenser. Whenever any item gets into that dispenser, it'll auto-fire it right here. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be loading the eggs from the chickens that we put up here. We're going to load the eggs down into this hole, or down to that hopper, which is then going to feed into that dispenser, which will auto-fire right to here, and then... basically the baby chickens will stand right here and be under the lava till they grow up. Once they grow up, the lava will kill them, and then their feathers and stuff will come in here. And then ultimately we're going to set up a sorting system on this, but for now we're just going to collect them automatically. So they should auto-fill. We need to go get some eggs. Ooh, here an Enderman. Alright, so let's get some eggs. This was from my old chicken farm. This is what I was surviving on when I first got here. It was a manual effort. I just had them in a hole, pretty much. This will take care of the harvesting piece for me. So let's get up here. Right there. And we are going to feed the eggs in. This is going to give us, hopefully, a bunch of chickens down in this hole. Oh, don't hit them out. Oh, just hit one out. Maybe if I hit that chicken. Gotta be careful not to lose them. Well, a few of them looks like they're going to escape, not a big deal, but I got plenty of eggs. As long as I get a few in here for now. Now, technically, you could use this as an egg machine if you just wanted to grab them out of that dispenser. And you could also sort them out if you wanted to. I want to be careful not to knock these guys up. It's kind of a pain. Just gotta go slow with it. Alright, so we'll keep this up. You get the idea. We're going to let these grow up, and you got a basic idea how the machine's going to work. I'm going to let that happen, and then we'll come back here and sort of update and go over a few more things that we've added. And that will probably be near the end of this episode, so we will be back shortly. Okay, we are back, and what I'd like to do is go ahead and build that sorting system that we talked about. What I want to do is, ultimately, I want to, as you can see, the chicken spawner is working pretty well. We've got cooked chicken, we've got feathers, and we've got cactuses also from the farms we built. But now what I want to do is I want to use some of the mod stuff to sort the items coming out. And basically, then I want to put some item control in, so I'm going to have a switch that I flip, and that will turn on whether we're keeping certain items or not, whether we're keeping feathers or keeping chickens. So, first of all, we're going to dig out under here, and we're going to make some room to work. So let's do that. We're going to get everything out here cleaned out. And then what we want to do, well, it's a little too far. Put stone in there. Right to there. Alright, so we got this cleaned out. And one thing we're going to need to do is move these chests. So let's just go ahead and do that too. I'm going to make a mess, but let's see if we can pick those chests up. There they are. We'll come forward one more with that. Like so. And then we'll put everything back in there. So, feathers, everything like that. Just empty it out. Do I have anything else in my inventory? It doesn't look like it. Okay, so take the stone back. And we'll do the same thing over here. Let's bust the chest. Eventually we'll pick it up. There they are. And we'll move these chests forward here. The reason we're doing that is so we can move it out from the wall just a little bit. It's going to work out for the sorting system. So go ahead and do that. We'll fill it back up with the stuff that was in there. Get the cooked chicken. Anything else? Alright. So what we want to do is we basically want to take these hoppers here. And we're going to reset those. So we're going to take these and face them down. It looks like I need to do a little more cleaning there. So we'll take the hoppers, and we want to look straight up into that and make it look where they face straight down. Because if we hit a side, it's going to put output into that side. So then, what we want to do from that is that's going to cause the items to come straight down. Then we need to put wooden pipes. We're going to put one here. Oh, with shift. One there. And one there. And then we're going to bring it together and we're going to put an iron pipe in the middle. So we're going to take a stone pipe off of one of these. And then we'll put an iron pipe in the middle. Now what an iron pipe does is it doesn't allow backflow. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to take a stone pipe off the bottom of it. And as you can see, that's the output. And that means that anything that flows is going to come out this way and won't be able to come back through. So that causes everything that comes out of these pipes to go down through our sorter. And then what we need to do off of that is we need to take a diamond pipe, because what a diamond pipe does is allows us to sort. So if I put that there, and then I take two wooden pipes, and there's a reason for wooden pipes there, and we'll go over what that is. And then we're going to take a void pipe, and I'm going to go ahead and put it right off this end. Actually, you know what? Let's put it down below. What that's going to do is anything that doesn't match our sort is going to go to the void. It's just in case we don't want any kind of overflows falling out. So then what we have is, you can see we have a blue, a green, a yellow, and a black side, I guess that is. So we need a feather and we need a cooked chicken. And so I want feathers to go one way and I want cooked chicken to go the other way, and I want anything else to go to void in case some other weird item gets in our system. So what we'll do with that is we right click on the, well, we got to get rid of that. I got to get an empty slot, which is hard to find right now. Let's get over here. And we're going to put that in there. I'm not sure where those... Oh, those came from outside. Let's go put those up real quick. Let's put them out of the way so we've got some room. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up our sorter. And we want basically everything that is green, which should be cooked chicken. So we're going to move this out of our inventory. Do I have any cooked chicken in my inventory? No, but I got feathers. So yellow, we're going to make feathers. Like so. And then I'm going to grab some cooked chicken for green. Basically what that thing does is if there's a match to whatever you put in, so like put into green, it'll move it that direction. So if something comes through this pipe, down through here, through the hoppers, and down through this pipe. Feathers are going to go that way, and cooked chicken's going to go that way. Now, the reason I did the wood pipe here is I'm going to put an iron pipe off the end. And an iron pipe always treats a wood pipe as an input. That means that there are going to be 2 outputs if I put 2 branches off of here, and it won't treat that. So what we want to do... It sounds like our chickens are dying. That's good. That's working well. So I'm going to put a void pipe off of one end, off of both ends actually, and what that's going to be is one of our outputs. The other output's going to be to our chests. So I want to put a stone pipe here and a stone pipe here. So what that's going to do is that's going to give us an output choice on that, and if I put a redstone signal on it, which I'm going to do with this, it'll change the output. So watch here. If I put that down there, see how that output changes? So it toggles between the 2. So that will be handy when we're trying to set up our sorting. Put this out of the way. And let me put stone in there. Okay, so now the next thing we've got to do is we've got our outputs working here, and we need to also wire a switch in. So what I'm going to do is dig out the floor. Give myself a couple blocks to work with here, and do it across the board here. Just give me some room to work. So what I want to do next is wire my switches. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a light here and a light here. So 2 redstone lamps. And then I'm going to put a switch here and a switch here. Maybe I can turn that. There we go. And then if I flip those on and off, we'll get them on and off. I'll turn them on for now. Then what we want to do next is we want to put a block down here and a torch on top of it. A block down here and a torch on top of it. Okay, so what that's going to do is that's going to power that iron pipe, and it's going to toggle it. So when that turns off, see, it changes direction. Now what I would like, and maybe I've got it backwards for this, is I would like for this to be, when it's on, I want it to be turned to keep the item, and when it's off, I want it to be turned to get rid of the item. So what we're going to do is we'll run our wires first. I need to dig out the block. Let me get my drill back. Dig out the block underneath this switch. And right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go here. Well, that's not going to work, because then I've got that torch there. So what we need to do is instead come down this side. And dig this out. And we're going to put this here. And what we'll do is we'll take our redstone. Down, down, down. It's off. So now, see, the problem with that is when it's on, what if I take... Oh man, okay. That looks like it's going to be reversed. I got to figure out a way to reverse that. I need a wrench. So let's build a wrench real quick. Wrench, and I think this is the type of wrench I need. A stone gear and 3 iron ingots. It should be pretty easy to make. We'll make one real quick. Little segue here. So let's make us a gear, which is 4 sticks. Then I need some cobblestone here. Stone gear. Basically just put cobblestone around wooden gear to get a stone gear, and then we need 4 ingots. Put that together, and was that enough? I think, was it like that? Oh, there we go, just 3 ingots. And there's our wrench. So that should allow me to change those outputs. I hope that was the Buildcraft wrench. I have a hard time keeping those straight. So now if I come in here and I do this, I should be able, there we go. So switch it. So now when it's on, you see the output's coming to this pipe, which is going to go, we might as well connect that. And when it's off, that'll go that way. Okay, and then, like I said, I think I think that we already have this set. Right, so we've got that going to the right output. And then the only other thing we got to do is we got to wire up this side. So there's that. And probably going to run into the same issue, but we will go ahead and dig it out. So it looks like one way from the pipe. We're going to go this way. How am I going to get to that? Oh, it looks like I can just come straight over. Like so. So put there, 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 and there. Same idea. So now it's on, and of course the output's pointed the wrong place, so let's switch that. And there we go. So now, when I turn that off, it'll be going to void. And when I turn it on, it's going to keep. So let's put the stone pipe on top of this. If I can get to the right place where I can actually position it. And that'll go up into there. So that is basically done. The only thing we have to do is we've got to attach some engines. And I just got to be able to get through here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'll put basically 2 blocks back here. I've got 2 redstone engines. Put one there, put one there. And this just powers the wooden pipes. And what that does is it causes the wooden pipes to pull things out of the hoppers. So now we'll see if we're actually getting items. So that's pulling a feather. We can expect that to go to the yellow side, I believe. So let's see how it sorts. So it should send all the feathers to the yellow side. And then basically, since we've got our light on for that and our light off for that, so now if we want them on keep, notice it's going to pull it that way on the iron. And then if I want to void the feathers, I'll switch it. And that'll make it where the feathers go to void. So it's either keep the feathers or don't keep the feathers is what I'm telling it. So when I've got the light on, I'm going to keep the feathers. When I have the light off, I'm going to throw them to void. So the next one that comes through ought to go to void. This one is on keep. So when this comes, it should split this way. Make sure that works. And then we're going to be doing the same thing. Now I want to throw something weird in there. I'm not sure the easiest way to do it. I guess I could just throw an item in the hopper that doesn't fit. Let's try a raw chicken. So let's say, for example, it messes up and a raw chicken makes it into the system. That ought to go straight to void when it comes through. So we're going to watch it as it comes through here. And as you can see, that's being kept. And that should come through, go straight to void, shouldn't even get through the sorter. So that should go down into the void pipe. So let's watch that, make sure that works. And sure enough. So that's basically it. It's going to sort as we want, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in everything that we don't really need to show with quarried stone. So I can probably take all this, come this way. Oh, I'm stuck. That's not going to work. Alright. Come right there. And then what we'll do is we'll go in front here, cover that, and we're basically good. One other thing we probably need to do is I'd like to fill that area down there. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pull the light out, fill that area there with stone, or we use quarried stone. Pull this light out because it's just an indicator. Fill that area there with quarried stone. And then we'll put our lights back. And the other thing, this, and we'll take that. So now we're telling when we want to keep both. We'll go ahead and switch these out. Put them where they go for now. And when our feather chest fills up, we can just turn it off and say, okay, we've got enough feathers, I don't want to collect anymore. Just flip that switch and we'll say, just send them to void. And we'll just keep the cooked chicken. So now I'll be able to come here and get food as I please. And then the other thing I'd like to do is put up an item frame here, and an item frame here. And we're going to go with a feather in this item frame. And we're going to go with cooked chicken in this item frame. And that shows you what they're good for. So now you know if you've got this light on, you'll get cooked chicken. If you get this light on, you'll get feathers. If not, then you turn them off. So there we go. We killed another one. And we'll expect those to sort. So that should be good. Hopefully that'll work as intended. And that's how you set up a basic sorting system using pipes from Buildcraft. So hopefully that's helpful. There's a couple other things I wanted to kind of go over before I end this episode. And one of those is the changes to power armor. Like I said, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. They have gotten a lot more expensive with the recipes. But it's pretty much the same thing, same idea. But now, as you can see, I just have the basic battery because I couldn't afford these higher ones. The elite battery and stuff, the HV capacitor, have gotten much more expensive. And so I can't afford them yet, but I will eventually. And I'll get up to that point. And I really want to get to shields. But I can't do these because of the plating, because of the amount of weight. I'm not sure what the limit is. I probably could, but my goal is to ultimately get to these shields. So I will get to that point, but they take quite a bit for force field emitters. So if I look up force field emitters, field emitters. See, they take quite a bit here. So they either take a bunch of iron and a bunch of copper to make these solenoids. These solenoids take quite a bit now because the wiring is a lot more expensive. Uses quite a bit of copper to make the wiring, so that is not as straightforward as it used to be. And so what we're doing is we're getting those slower over time than we did last time because they were a lot cheaper last time. They also took off the camouflage, I think, for the helmet, which I really enjoyed that because I like being able to show my head, especially with the hats mod. But now, if I look at the hats mod and look at my character, you know, there are very few hats that look good with this. They because if I mess with it, I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. So if I change it around, there's all these new hats, which it's a fun mod. Really, there's really no point to it, but you can see, like, well, I guess those are pretty good. Like the characters sticking out of your head. But like these, you can't even tell what's going on. So it's like, I'm not sure that I can do both, and I really want to use the power armor helmet because it's where I keep my storage. That's not bad. A Game Boy on the head. I like that. So there's all kinds of options. This hat mod does absolutely nothing except for add some fun stuff to the game. That's how I set up the creeper. One of my favorite is probably the hissing hat because I can screw with people with this thing, and I can just so like that. So now I've got this creeper on my head, and I could like bury myself in the ground and sort of put creepers outside their windows. It's kind of fun to mess with them. So I might play around with people a little bit with that. But the hat mod's kind of fun. So we'll leave that on for now. But other than that, we're going to keep going along this path, I think. Leave me some feedback in the comments and let me know if there's any specific resource you'd like to see automated. I'll work on a solution for that. I like working on that kind of stuff, so by all means, leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know you like what you see. And we will call this the end of episode 8, and we will hopefully see you for episode 9. Stay tuned.